I see a few persons here. Welcome to the live. Thank you for pressing the like button. When you do that, it's going to send notification to people. In the meantime, while I'm waiting for more people to get here, can say something, guys. Now, I haven't gone live in the longest while. I don't even remember how this thing works. So give me a moment. Okay. Hi, Claudia. Bless up yourself, Chelsea. No, I don't plan to stay very long, but it depends on how this is going. Hi, P. Good night. Good night, Mel. My Mel Island girl. Hello. Faye. Hi, Faye. Bless up. I'm going to wait until I always wait until I have at least 20 persons before I start. And this is not planned. We're just going to talk. Good night, Janet. We're just going to talk from our heart. Hi, Janet. I think I said hi already. Yeah, when we get to 20, we're going to start talking. And I don't want to be the only person talking. I really want to hear from you as well. And if you want to call, just let me know and I'll give you my number. 17. So, guys who are already in the chat, can you press like on the like button so YouTube can send a notification out? Just press like. There is 17 persons here. Can you just press like so we can get the ball rolling? So I got 20 persons. I always start with 20. It's a magic number. And, folks want to join us afterwards. They can join us. I haven't gone live. My goodness. The last time I went live was when a young lady reached out to me and told me that she almost got, I don't want to use certain words here because this app is very sensitive, but, she almost got taken. She reached out to me, thank goodness, because I had a dream that I shared with her the year before. And when certain things started happening and people were reaching out to her and telling her to meet them, she said it sounded familiar to the dream that I had. So she reached out. And that was the last time we went live for her to share her story so other young ladies wouldn't find themselves in danger. Because, nowadays, especially in Jamaica, not just, it's everywhere in the world, but I'm saying in Jamaica, a lot of girls are going missing, and this is one of the reasons why they are, and people never find them because it's Jamaica is a rotating door. People come in and out. People come in for the day and they leave same day. And the things they go on the island and they do, trust and believe, you'll be surprised. And then the worst part of it too is your own household can be a part of that. Bless up yourself, Empress. Yes, class in session. And we're going to talk freely. Now, I got a lot of persons reaching out on WhatsApp. Please forgive me. I am very busy in the day between the hours of 6 a.m. in the morning and 6 p.m. in the evening. So if I haven't gotten back to you yet, it's just for that reason. This weekend, I'm going to reach out. But one of the reasons why I've gone so hard in the last day or two on the topic that is at hand, which is the allegations made against CMR. I was still going to say allegations because at the moment, the court is no longer in session and the charges are dismissed. But please keep in mind the charges are dismissed based on the fact that they didn't have enough evidence to go forward. Okay, welcome against him. And so, as we thread cautiously, we're still going to talk about this problem that continues in our community, in our families, and at large in the world. And one of the things is, if you guys watch my channel, you will see that when the allegations came out, and keep in mind, someone sent it to me. Most of the time, I'm not a social media person. I'm struggling to use these different apps, and I'm not on there like that because I don't have the time, to be honest with you. So people send stuff for me that they want me to talk on. And someone, the first person, a very dear friend, I'm not going to say her name, but a dear friend of mine sent it to me. And I remember when I saw it, I said to her, I hate men. I'm like, these men be embarrassing us so much. These men are embarrassing us so much. Why is this guy doing this thing to his wife, Chrissy? Because at the time I didn't know that it was in the household. I thought it was someone outside that was making these allegations against him, right? So as things came out, and again, I don't want to say his name, but there is another YouTuber who jumped on it and was shedding light, and he was able to go onto the county's website and to show that it was real. At first, I'm going to admit, at first, when I saw it, I was on TikTok, seeing, all this information going around about it. And at the time, I'm like, why are these people so horrible? I thought people were just bad mind and they was just saying bad things about him, and it was not the truth. Yes. Yes, Kim. I was like, it's not the truth. So I made a video really cussing them out, saying, why you like this? You see this Black family doing well. Why you guys out here spreading rumors? I didn't believe it, to be honest with you. But then things started to come out more. And I started looking and giving Chrissy grace, to be honest with you. Because I'm saying, okay, what a man does, you could be married to somebody, and if he does these things, it's not your fault. How is it your fault that this person does this? Because people were dragging her, and I was like, no, give her grace. Let's hear what's going on. Now, people, fast forward to now, and here's what really did it for me. And I know this is what did it for a lot of people. When I saw the interview on the Fix. Good night. Good night, Life with Julie. Good night, Miss Laborde. When I saw the interview on the Fix, guys, I snapped. I really did, because I'm saying, wow, this thing is for real, for real. And there is no humility in this guy. This is for real. And here we are talking about it all over social media, and this guy comes here without any kind of shame. He's not ashamed. There's no remorse. There's no thought for the daughter except saying, oh, this is my daughter. And the arrogance was just so much, guys. Oh, if I could just put my hand in the screen and just grab him and choke him, I would. And then, for a while I was taking a look at Chrissy sideway. And I'm very convinced to this moment that Chrissy's under spell. Nobody can tell me no difference. After that interview from the Fix, I think Chrissy lost a lot of fans. People finally see the monster in the eyes and his demeanor. Absolutely, guys. He's not my cup of tea. And listen, hear me, because not everybody understand these things or believe these things. But when I say I have had years of experience when it comes to seeing things in my dream. And I knew it was inevitable. And the dream that I had was threefold. So when the thing happened, when the young girls came out and said that he was taking advantage of them, because that's what it really was, I knew it wasn't over. Now, let me set this up for you again. For those of you who are new and don't know it. In that dream that I had with CMR, I was outside and I was having a sandwich. And I was the one that bit into the sandwich and there was sharp glass in it. And I picked it out of my mouth and I put it, and then I bite another piece and a bigger shard came out. Guys, I don't want to cry because this is not funny. It's not funny and it's not something we want to ignore. I bit into the sandwich again and a bigger piece came out of my mouth. And the spirit said, bring it to their house and warn them. For me, after the cheating scandal, I never went back to their channel. I said, it's her husband. She can do whatever she wants, but I won't support it. Same here. And I'm going to go back to that, guys. Bear with me. In the dream, the spirit said, bring it to them and show it to them. So I go to the house with the sandwich, with the glass in it to go warn them. And when I got there, I handed the sandwich to Chrissy, but it became a picture. So it was no longer a sandwich. It was a picture of a young girl. And when I gave it to her, she looked uncomfortable. This is why I'm speaking up, because Chrissy knows something. Chrissy knows. Chrissy knows all the going ons and the happenings. And Chrissy has had sign throughout before any of that happened. But let's pause there for a while. I gave Chrissy the picture and she looked at it and she looked uncomfortable. She looked away and she looked uncomfortable. And she says to me, who's this? And in my dream, I misinterpreted the look to say she's feeling uncomfortable. I was feeling like I don't know, something about the way she looked. I felt like if I told her the truth, she would be sad. So I lied and said the picture was me. And she says, but that doesn't look anything like you. And I said, yeah, that was me when I was younger. So I left out of the room where she was. And as I was heading, I went outside and looked back in the house. And I saw a young girl in a room with CMR. And her boobs were out. And she had, like I said, she had sweat here. And she was standing there. And he was doing things to her that was inappropriate. A young girl. This is why I believe that the dream is more than just one part in terms of the broken glass was a danger in the sandwich. And the warning, I went to them and I reached out to him. And of course, before he even heard what I had to say, he was so rude. But listen, when you understand energy and you understand how the spirits work, the message went before I even came. So he expected it. He rejected it before I was even able to confirm it with him. Okay. Now I go to him in the dream. Guys, bear with me. I go to him in the dream and I said, it's not worth it what you're doing. But as I was leaving out of the house, the beautiful woman that was in there there was a beautiful woman in there started to feed him. And as he was being fed, the thing became like a monster, like a demon. The woman turned into a demon. I knew right there and then that this thing with this man had to do with him cheating, and it had to do with him getting involved in lascivious situations. Okay, that's the setup for this. So when I see him on the fix now, and I'm looking at him and I'm listening to him how he's talking, I'm like, this guy's under some kind of spell because he can't possibly believe that he could come out here with that level of nonchalant attitude about something that's so severe. It's almost like he thinks that was going to be rubbed or brushed underneath a rug, that he'll be able to come back and take his place at the table as king. Money, yeah, money have to make. Because guess what now? At the end of the day, I had no intention of doing all these videos. None whatsoever. But the more the little pedos come out, and the more these guys come to say, don't talk about it, the more angry I get. I'm just not the type of person who you silence. Jenny, I believe very strongly that you know this is going to end. It's not going to end good. You normally give visions that come true, but you normally date and then stay quiet. Then it happens. Listen, I don't want it to happen, but I'm talking up because guess what? Even though I'm cussing out Chrissy, OMG, when you are enabling someone like that, after a while, whatever demon that is on them is going to take a hold of them and you're going to become casualty. Someone said to me earlier that the mom was on a live and she was bigging up CMR. And I'm saying, if you ever knew how tragic this thing is going to be, you would never do that. Okay? I don't care what their story is. The guy has to get help. He has to get help. And so does Chrissy. The two of them have this thing, this love-hate relationship between them. And that's okay. But when it starts to spill over, where it's affecting the young ones, I gotta say something. I have to say something. I have to be willing to put myself out there and risk it because he's very spiteful, and I'm sure he would want to go after my channel just to silence me. Next time, Chris, he will go down with CMR. Remember, he has his apartment now and no limit to him engaging in young child. CMR and Chrissy needs to stop hiding in the church. Listen, before I even knew they were going to church, I knew that was going to happen. Did I not tell you people? I said to you, the next thing is a church, and that is why it's so scary. Because when the spirit speaks, the spirit never lies, guys. The spirit never lies. You can question it, but all you got to do is ask for confirmation. I'm gonna try my best to read some of these comments. God and time. The next time, yeah. I don't want that to be true, but if you continue to enable the beast, you're going to be suffering. You're going to be when it comes to demons, guys, for example, and this is not just physical. This is what makes it scary. It's not physical, it's spiritual. And understand the way the demon works, the way the vampire works. It cannot enter your space unless you have an opening. You have to open the door to let it in. And when you open the door to let it in, then it takes a hold of you and hard for you to shake. Yeah, I can see him. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's what he will do, Fiona, if she tries to just leave. But in cases like that, and I never push anybody to break up their marriage. I am not that type of person. But when young ones are involved, and you clearly see, Chrissy, you know he has issues, you know he has problems, you've seen him before. Why is that camera in the bedroom? Why would you see that in the bedroom and be okay with it? People talk to me. I think he felt proud of it, what he did. Just no shame, no remorse. She needs to get check herself. He just, people say narcissist, but he's just not well. And he's under some spiritual control. What did he do? What did he delve into? I am sure he delved into something. And guess what? In the beginning, when I started watching their show, the way Chrissy dealt with CMR, I felt sorry for him. Chrissy couldn't stand him. She couldn't. And keep this in memory, guys. Remember, people were saying that Chrissy was using CMR for papers. So when did it move from the point where people are suspicious of Chrissy using him just to go to America, and all of a sudden being so much in love with him, where one cheat, men cheat, so and women stay with men that cheat? That's not the end all and be all for me. That when I heard he cheated with those girls, I didn't think like, oh my gosh, he cheated on poor Christy. No, he's been always cheating. She met a cheating man. For me, I just looked at it and said, oh, these poor girls. He took disadvantage of them, and people were going after these. Remember, they're teenagers. They're not teenagers and young adults. They're vulnerable to men like CMR, and had money, and these girls are looking up to him as he's this great icon. Remember, when you're young, you're kind of foolish, and a lot of young girls like older guys. Guys, can you please like up the live for me? Usually I don't do this, but I'm asking you to, just so the live, the video can go out to remind folks that I'm here live. Yeah. So I'm looking at the vulnerability of the young girls. One girl says she got pregnant, the other girl, whatever. And people really turned on those girls. A lot of persons did not um, see that they were victims, you know. They were seeing them as troublemakers. And of course, one girl came out and she was more vocal. She was hurt. Nobody thought about those girls. They just thought about this man because he's the one with the influence. People thought they were trying to do things to the wife when they took no vow with Chrissy. Okay, they took no vow with Chrissy. And remember, Chrissy and him had what do you call it, after dark. I used to watch them, and they used to talk about cheating all the time, and they used to talk about side chicks. They used to really promote that kind of thing in their show. It was so light and comical for them. So I didn't understand why they were responding to these young girls who were supposed to be the side chick, young girls. That made me look at CMR, and I unsubscribed from him because I said, wow, so you're going out there and taking disadvantage. You're not going out there and having relationship with big woman like yourself and like your wife. You're taking advantage. I looked at him sideways after that. I used to watch them, but just the way she used to belittle him, I used to feel sorry for him. Got after the way how he treated those young girls. Yes, for me, I cussed out Chrissy. My first video, message to Chrissy, or I think so. I was cussing her, saying, why are you talking to the man like that? But in that video, I said to her, be careful, because men, they're very sneaky, very conniving. They will put up with and tolerate the abuse until, and they're planning and plotting against you. So you see, he was allowing her to disrespect him because he knew within himself that she was not going to go anywhere, and he was going to go outside and have extramarital affair with other people, and that would be his revenge. Because I was wondering why. Yes, thank you so much. Like and share the video. I was like, why? I'm on live, honey. What is it? Eh? Oh, yes. Wow, yeah, leave it over there, guys. My daughter just got me food, surprise food, because I still love my belly. Come here. Just come say hi to my live. Why is this so shy? Anyway, next time. Yeah. She bring up food to me, and I'm a foodie, guys. Distracted me. All these pranks. Of course, guys, you have to be careful about the things that you put out in the ethers. Like, if you say something like a joke, it's not a joke. The spirits don't understand when you're joking and when you're lying or whatever your words are out there. That's so. Remember, if you're a Christian, it says, in the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth, and the world was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the earth. And God said, let there be light, and there was light. And the evening and the morning was the first day. And the next day, God said, let there be. That's words, that's power, guys. And then another video, I'll come to say how many times I've said things with my mouth in jest, in joke, and watch that cookie crumble because of what I said. All their pranks reflective of their life. We need to be careful what you put out in the universe. Absolutely. Bless up yourself, OMG TV. Yes, absolutely. What you put out there, it's serious. Guys, like I said, in the video where I'm losing weight, I said I was doing everything and doing all the right things and nothing was happening. I literally called upon the spirits. I said, I need you to do this for me. This is what I need. I cannot do this by myself. And guess what? When I put it out there like that, I didn't cover all my bases. So I didn't say, this is how I want to lose weight and I want you to help me with this. I said, I want you to do, you do it for me. And so the spirit did it for me. And I was sick. And the things that I was eating that was making me sick turned against me. So we have to be careful. Yes, Jen, mouth always spew facts over the years. It says, then leave it, and sure enough, I leave it, especially when they come after me left. When they come after me left field, I just leave it and just turn. Sometimes in the comment section, I said, come back in a year. I want the spirit will reveal sometime, come back in 6 months. This is why I'm doing this live right now, because I'm putting a footprint. Because I know that I know that I know the thing is not good. And Chrissy will be collateral damage, because in her mind, she feels that it can be fixed. I think she does love him. I don't know if it's a genuine love or if it's been forced, because I'm gonna rest that for another time. But when people say they want to pray for Chrissy, I still don't go against that, although I'm cussing her, because the spell has to be broken, and until that's broken, it's not a good look. Chrissy cannot leave him. Just think about that. She cannot really leave him on her own fruition. Deliverance is what's necessary. But he cannot change either unless he's delivered. So if they're going to the church and they're going to some people who have real gifts, some real prophets, and some people who have the ability to really break the cord, maybe that's a good thing for them, because they need that. Yes, Guy, thank you so much. Just like up the live for me, I'm asking you. Yeah, she's stuck. She's stuck. She's absolutely stuck. She's stuck. She's stuck. I don't have to ask you. Okay. But back to the what do you call it? Back to that interview. Where the guy is like a shapeshifter. Like he's dancing. He didn't answer any questions. He was dancing around it, but he said a lot too. They are mixed up in something. They ain't right. Whatever the stronghold is, dig up where it is planted. Yeah, but Chrissy is not so innocent. Let me tell you something about fame. When people love fame and want fame, some people will do anything for it. And some people, especially the ones who want to deny that there's something called, Obia or Santeria or any of these things, they're real. And I don't want to say negative things about Obia without getting into further explanation from some people, because remember, our ancestors brought it from Africa and they use it to free our people. But people often don't use it for healing. They sometimes use it to be greedy. And who are you getting the wealth from, too? Because listen, Elegba is a trickster. He will give you everything you ask for, but the penalty you have to pay at the end of the day, oh my, I don't know if it's worth it. Of course, he exposed himself. And I'm going to go, because I've been so pissed off. I'm going to go and just take out the parts where he gave himself away. When you are under the spell of demons, they let you share. And if you are a discerning spirit, you will hear the thing that makes you look at him. I personally want to say here, all these things that they're saying is alleged. I personally know I cannot ignore it because of that vision that I got. In the vision, I remember when they went to Jamaica and they had an accident. And when I looked at the car, no one was in it, thank goodness. When I looked at the car, those sharp shards that I saw in it, those sharp pieces, because the Jews' vehicle ran into their car, those sharp shards that I saw made me know that, okay, now is the time. This is just a first part of it. And when those girls came out, it's like, yeah, this is the second part of it. And now when I see this part with the young miss, I know this is a part of it, because I said, I remember I showed her the picture with the girl. And then that was the girls that he was messing with. And when I left the house and I looked back into the house, I saw the other young one. And when I saw the thing where this little girl said he was touching her boobs, I was like, oh my gosh, in the dream, that's what he was doing. He was touching her. Okay, he was touching her. It's alleged that he touched her. I believe he did. I believe the young, listen, what we're working here with is that it happened or it didn't happen. And the question is, why would the young lady say this if it didn't happen? Think about it. And if you are coming out to the world to say, oh, I wasn't really charged, but whatever, whatever. So what are you saying? That the kid lied? And if you have been watching them, that kid is so quiet. She's so well behaved. She's so well mannered. It breaks my heart. It hurts my feelings that people would want to say that she's lying. This is why it made me angry to say, Chrissy, come, Chrissy. Get them to take her picture off the internet. Get them to take her name from there. Don't let them call her name. The fact that she was quiet on that really bothered me because Chrissy came out raggedy looking and said, it's not a prank. She could have covered for him and she did not because she was really hurt by what he had done. And she said, it's not a lie. It's not a prank. And then she came out and she at one point said, anyhow, she bucked them gal, her or her family. She was going to be, I don't think, are you mad? Are you mad? You're horny beast of a husband. Go out and mess with young girls, and you want to go beat them on top of it. What you say? I am a 50-year-old woman, and if my man go out and cheat, I don't want to talk to that girl unless the girl was reaching out, because women will do that. They'll mess with your husband, and when the husband don't want them, they'll reach out to you and start telling the whole story because they wanted to break up with him. Well, I would want to hear what she has to say. But at the end of the day, I would have to say to her, did you know he was married? And if she says, yes, I knew he was married, I said, then why are you telling me now because he broke up with you? Okay, I'm going to have to deal with him privately. Now, it's something I discovered. I searched his phone. I don't do that, people, because the day I look into my husband's phone is because I'm planning to leave him and I'm looking for an excuse to leave him. I don't search man's phone. Yeah, he said she's a great kid. So then, why would this good girl, tell such a lie on you? Up to now, he's still saying it. But keep in mind, though, he's also the same one who told the people he went in the bedroom and what he saw her doing. If he was even a good person, he never would have brought that up. Because if my husband opened a door and saw my teenage daughter doing that, listen, these are natural things. When you got babies play with that little thing. So if you saw that, your first impulse is not to say, get up and go back to your bed or whatever. You're gonna be so frightened. It's gonna like shock you. You're gonna feel uncomfortable. You're gonna call the mom. You're gonna say, look here, I saw something that I shouldn't have seen. I should have knocked her door. Because there's no way a teenager is gonna be in their bedroom doing that. And you're barging on them. And it's just gonna be a situation where she goes back to her bed. Not like that. Lie. So he lied to them, saying he saw her doing that to tarnish the little girl. Look in the eye, just how he said that, in case the girl was examined. Oh, yeah, but listen, I don't think he went through any of that, other stage. The pulling down and the pulling up, that's just grooming. That's grooming. I think if anything, he'd want to listen. Do you remember that interview he had with her? And when he asked her about boyfriends, and he told her, no. I'm like, why would you even? If my daughter's 17 now, but when she was younger, and I asked her about boys and try to, see if she's interested in boys, why would I be telling her, no, you don't have boys? I have a 35-year-old, and I have a 28-year-old, and I have a 17-year-old, and I always said to them, if you can wait until they get married, that's great. But if you cannot and you get pregnant, you're going to have that baby. Maybe that's why I don't have any grandkids. Because my kids always know that if they did this thing and they got pregnant, they have a safe space to come. I don't care. My sister, on the other hand, would make threats. Now, I always joke with my sister and say, listen, you're the reason why your kids have no kids until they're in their 30s, because you scared my niece, scared the hell out of my niece. She wouldn't do any such thing. But my kids knew that if it happened, it was okay and life would go on. So if my partner went in the room, I saw her doing that, first and foremost, I'd cuss him out to say, why are you going into her room without knocking? My 17-year-old now, we're knocking on her door before we go in. And there will be absolutely no reason for me to put a camera. We have cameras in our home on the perimeter, on the outside, the exterior. We don't want it in our house. We have private moments. Sometimes you just want to walk around in your undie. Why would you put it in a sacred space that belongs to a young teen? Doesn't make any sense. It's not adding up. So having said all of this, it's making me more and more angry. Now Samar as his brother in the house visited. I'm telling you, Christy is blind, dumb, and deaf. Wow, because if you cannot trust your partner, you're gonna add another person who has the same history. His baby mama, even though he seemed like he was a teenager too, both of them are young, but she was a teen. She was in her 14, if I'm not lying. She's a teen mom. They're both young, but there's a history there. And when we talk about generational curse, there's such a thing, people. There is such it's overused, but it is true. Exactly, which is relative. Yeah, other family might know stuff indeed, but they know if they talk, they will get cut off from the money and clothes. And yeah, of course. It's just one of those things we cannot neglect, we cannot ignore, we can't just say, okay, I personally won't be watching them anymore. I stopped watching CMR from the time he cussed me out. And I always go back and forth with Chrissy. There are times when I just cannot deal with some of the stuff. But I always support her in the sense that I always feel proud of her. She goes to America. She went to a strip joint to go do people's makeup. I always thought she was innovative. I always thought she was a go-getter. I always liked that about her. And I always thought she was in an abusive marriage, even though she's presenting. I used to feel like when she comes on the camera, that's the only time she felt safe to really speak. And you know how sometimes people act out. I used to think that, that was her signal to say everything is not okay. But when you don't understand it, and when you have some devilish men, when you have a woman in the house, she's loud and everybody hears her mouth and everybody knows she's a problem. But the man is doing things under the low, and you don't get to see that because they're sneaky. So sometimes when she used to act out, I said, something isn't right. When he cussed me in his letter, I said, okay, now I understand why your wife treated you that way. He even seemed annoyed or irritated with his little brother. And the brother is so excited to be here. Of course, because listen, he's a part of the plan to get his image going well. And a lot of people are gonna fall for it. Remember, a lot of people in Jamaica that want the opportunity to come, they'll forget about that little young lady and what he did to her in exchange for a visa. Smart. The how many laws of power? He knows it. He has it locked. Go back and look at that. Oh, I'm so sorry. Is the internet acting up, guys? Then a lot of people report them. He said it on the interview. Say that again, Sasha Gay. A lot of people report them. Who report them? Good night, Florence. Never watch them. I don't like how them behave. Yeah, I used to watch them. I used to like watching them at first, but I didn't watch the podcast that they had at night. That was just so slack. It was very lewd. People used to call in. That's why I don't understand why they're painting them as this perfect family. They were never any perfect family. They were just a family who understood how to make their way in the social space. And I'm glad. I'm glad it worked for them. Chrissy is smart and innovative. She is the mastermind. Yes. But also remember too, you see, when it comes to destiny, some people destiny is mapped out for greatness when it comes to certain things. All of us have gifts, and she was always very talented and gifted when it comes to her makeup. And I think her mannerism also attracted people. Yeah, unfold in 2023. It is easy to make money, especially when you have no. Hey, you see, when you're willing to go down for anything, when you're willing to lie down for anything and nothing matters, you will. Don't get it twisted. Good people in this world suffer, die broke. Yeah, you need a level of, I don't know, a level of I don't give a damn to really rise above the cloud. Now, for me, I've always done the videos, and when something is happening, or I suspect something, or feel something in my spirit, and I move on because I always feel guilty. Like, I don't want to hurt people. I don't want to say too much bad stuff. If the thing is negative, I don't want to dwell on it too much. But I have come to the point now where I'm saying, you know what? You have to do what you have to do. Sometimes the spirit is moving me in a particular direction and I'm running away from it because I'm saying, no, this is how I want to get my blessing. This is how I want. You just accept your blessing when you can, as long as you know you're not violating anyone. So having this conversation about Chrissy and CMR is in no way trying to violate them. We're just talking about what's out there in the atmosphere, what we're seeing. Do you understand? What we're seeing in front of us, and we're saying, as adults, we can't stay back and say, oh, well, it's just one of those things. It's not happening to our kid. Because if we don't stop it, it's going to happen to someone that we love. Because when we have the opportunity to say, no, this has to stop here, this is where the buck ends. If we don't do that, guys, we open ourselves to all kinds of moral depravity. And people's endorsing this and supporting this. I'm not supporting nastiness. It's nastiness. What is said to have happened is not something we can ignore. So I'm saying, at this point, not telling Chrissy to divorce her husband, because that's not my place. Not telling Chrissy not to make her husband live in her house. That's not my place. But I'm saying, if he's going to live in the house, what about the person who went to school and said that he did these things? She can forgive him based on whatever is going on around them. But I'm saying, how do you protect her? How do you guarantee that this is not going to happen again? You see, he hasn't really denied. He hasn't denied it. He just says, this is my daughter. I've had her from she was 2 years old. Um, and and what? And she said this thing about you. So what's the story about that? And when they ask him, for your family's sake, would you have stepped aside? He wouldn't even entertain the thought. That's why I don't trust him. If she was innocent, well, why is she still living separately? Maybe she has no control over that. Maybe, it's something that is still under investigation, because those things don't come before the court and then all of a sudden, it's thrown out and whatever. Remember, you still have child services that investigate these things. And until that's closed, then it might still be a restriction. Also, trust me, it is. I've watched her for years. She's come and normally is sometimes and disappear, and boom, it happens. It not gonna run out or about, and we're not gonna let it. Now, here's the thing too. Somebody might say, well, how is this any of your business? What's bothering you? It's bothering me because I was in Jamaica, guys. I went to Jamaica. I was teaching, and one of my students came in and gave me a note and said, I'm going to off myself. Keep in mind the kid, my God, my kid, she was 11 years old. And I called her back and I said, "What? Why would you say this? Talk to me." And she wouldn't say anything. I said, "If you don't talk to me, I'm going to call the police." And she told me that her mom sent her to go live with her godfather. I thought that was odd. I said, Godfather, why would you do that? And the godfather has a 21-year-old son that was going into her room every night and just, what he's going in there and doing to the kid that is 11. So when I heard this, I got the guidance counselor at the school involved. I sent a message, a SOS message to the mom and said, you got to come to the school. It's a matter of life. And you know what? And the lady, on the day when she was supposed to turn up, she didn't come. And when I asked her what happened, the kid, she says, Mom said, I don't have no time for all of this. I was leaving Jamaica and I left it in the trusted hand of the guidance counselor. They did nothing. And a year later, when I went to visit, one of my students told me the girl at the time, she was 12 and she was pregnant. I live with that regret to this day because I said, well, I was relying on these officials in the school to take care of it, but it was in my hands to make sure that the police, if it was here, I would be held responsible. Regardless of what they said they were going to do, I should have reported it to the cops. And this is why, even though I don't know these two people and I don't know this young lady, but I'm just saying, I feel like I should be a part of the change. Yes, 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 yes. My baby that just came here is 28 years old. And if she told me that my partner touched her, man, let me tell you. What? You think I don't ask these questions? You think because I've been married for 17 years. I have to ask. I have to say if anything is said to you inappropriate, any touches or anything, I have to do that. And my husband is an involved father. I mean, from my daughter's name means father's gift. God, that's it. I didn't plan to have more kids, but when I did, you know, he took the role very seriously. He was the one that used to take care of her and get up in the morning. So I understood with him doing that. He would get up in the morning, make her breakfast, help her get ready for work, for school, and things like that. But after she got to a certain age, I'm like, no, this is going to be my job now. I'm 45 and up until today, I don't speak to my mom. I ran away at the age of 12 and never looked back. Oh my gosh. Really, Miss Laborde? The Carter family is the definition of whatever glitters isn't gold. For sure, for sure. Yeah, like the trauma is out here. This is why they're saying that people are grudgeful and bad mind, and they don't understand that it's rooting up a lot of things for a lot of people. A lot of women, older women now, have stories that they're saying that if it's not their father, their stepfather, it's just raw. And when I was in Jamaica, and I had my classroom was full all day. Kids were coming in throughout whenever there's a break or a lunchtime or whatever. And the stories that they were sharing was heartrending. It was heartbreaking. Fathers doing this to their daughters. And moms, let me share another story. I had a student and she was in grade 11 at the time. And again, people, I'm a discerner, I'm a discerning spirit. I just feel things. And I went to her one day and I said, is there something you want to talk about? You can trust me. She never said anything to me. I felt it. Something was going on with her, and I knew it was, And she told me that her dad, every time she's taking a bath, he would take her clothes from off. They bathe outside, and he would take the clothes from off the makeshift bathroom, and she would have to come out naked. I called her mom in the school. I said, I need to speak to you, and it's urgent. And she did come. And I said to her, are you aware that your partner is doing this to your daughter? And don't deny, don't try to pretend like you know. They always know. And she said she knew. And I said, and what are you going to do about it? You're going to wait until, he goes too far? And she said she can't leave because she doesn't have any job and she doesn't have any money. And So I said, so because you can't get a job, your daughter is going to pay the penalty? I reached out to another teacher at the school and asked her to take the girl away from that environment. But long and short of the story is when she was in the process of taking the girl showed up at her house with friends. And the lady got turned off saying she doesn't want anybody in her house with a whole bunch of friends and whatever. And the next time I ran into the young lady, she ran away. Yeah, she ran away and she was living with people in Maypen. So I try to have it's a big problem in our community. It's a big problem in our households. And so when these people come out here trying to tell me to shut up, and plus me, somebody said to go attend to my Rasta man. I had to tell the person that, well, when I met him, he was a Rasta man. I turned him into one. Because when you're telling the truth, people are going to attack you, whether your looks, they're going to attack your finances, they're going to attack these things to shift you away. They try to shame you. They try to use things that don't matter to try to shame you into not speaking. So I'm expecting more of these. And the ones that come with this kind of attitude and energy are the ones who are guilty, whether they're enablers or they're culprits. Culprit. Oh gosh, don't mention the boys. OMG. Because I have lots of stories with boys as well. Oh man, I'm angry. I'm vexed. Yeah, blame the victim. So I don't know where they come from trying to present themselves as role models. They lost me. If a mom is not going to protect her daughter, look at how beautiful that girl is. Look how much she looks like her mom. She looks so much like Christy. Like, Mama Bear should be jumping out. Oh, even when it's not true, Mama Bear should be jumping out and say, hey boy, my baby say you do this? No, 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 no. And if the daughter comes and say I lied and confess and said I lied, I'm still gonna say, boy, she don't like him. For her to tell a lie like that on him. He might have been OMG. He might have been. There's a big possibility. Bless up yourself, Dorothy. Thank you for joining us. A lot of men are silent on this. I bless up all the men who are talking on this story because, some of them experience it or they know people that it happens to. And to be an advocate for women in this time, it's a very good thing because it seems like people don't like women. Our Jamaican men don't like women at all. Our girls are always, like praise. She is a survivor, of course. She's brave and intelligent and beautiful naturally. Oh, some type of way about her brave. Now, here's the thing. Not saying that this is what Chrissy has done. Not saying she's doing this, but a lot of women who are married to men that cheat and continue to go out there to cheat. After a while, it's like they want the man to take their own. I don't know. I didn't say she's doing that, but I'm saying women have done that. Women realize they cannot keep their man. For another time, I'm going to share a story with that, but they can't keep their man happy. So they let him loose on their offspring. Oh gosh. Shamel, too much to count, too many households to count. I know, Julie, I don't know why I hesitate to come live. I get nervous sometimes. Hector shoulda can form on CMR. It's true, I know of that case for sure. Listen, there's so much stories. That's why I'm very passionate about it, guys. I come undone and when you hear me going off like that, it's not me normally. Only when I'm very angry. There's certain triggers for me that I lose control. And when the spirit rile me up, I have to speak. I don't know, man. Beverly. I don't know. I don't know, Beverly. Girl admire her mommy so much. You can tell she loves her mom. People are saying, some people are saying, oh, Chrissy's just all of a sudden being nice to the girl and thing. I'm glad she's been nice to her. That's mom and daughter, man. She should be. Look at the behavior of some of our youths. They're so absolutely, man, Sherry, Shakira, that's not even good enough. Guys, can you press like? Press like on the on this. Listen, what the girl said. Money you have to make. No, I'm telling the truth. If my partner is accused of this thing, I can't show my face. No money couldn't make. I'm telling the truth. Thank you so much, Kim. No man, if my husband is accused of this thing, no money would make. Mm-mm. Let me tell you that empire would have to come burning down to the ground. Can't cancel it, Nicolette. How is it possible to cancel? You cannot cancel this mess. You cannot cancel it. It can't rub out. No, it cannot. Listen, you as a person, you as a man, if somebody levels those accusations against you, and let's say you're innocent, it would really mess you up. You wouldn't be able to laugh and giggle in that type of interview. In that interview, you'd be feeling you'd be crying. You know, people can turn on tears and it's not sincere, but trust me, you'd be talking about how much this thing is not gonna it's cast out, but it's gonna affect you for life to know that you could be accused of something so horrible. I'm glad that it is being spoken about and we should continue. It's been too long, too many adults struggling from childhood trauma. How many young people come out or older women come out and talk about these things happening in their families? And it, you know, you think there's going to be a momentum. It just seems like, okay, we're starting to pay attention to this thing, and it just fizzles out. You know, it just drain out, just go out. The people have to just carry on with their life. Did they really, Sasha Gay? And is it true? Because people say things sometimes that's not true. Is it true that Chrissy said she's going to create a channel for her kids, and she doesn't want Jamaican people on it? Because I was saying in a video earlier this week that if you think that Jamaicans are horrible, Black Americans are the worst, they will cancel you. You see how much time they cancel people for less than that. Thank you, Life with Julie, for the what do you call that? Is this a contribution? Yeah, bless up yourself. Every money I make from talking about this situation is going to go towards women who run away and left dirty man. Okay? These are the women that I support. These are the women that I say, power to, big up yourself. When you choose yourself and your offspring, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I did. I choose my babies. I was not gonna leave some long tone dysfunctional narcissist to destroy me, and in the process destroy my young ones. No, 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 no. So guys, this is the kind of thing that I do every year in December. I moved, so I didn't go to the one I used to go to in Brampton, but I went to a different one. And big up the women who say, who I'm leaving, and I'm leaving with my babies. A lot of these women are rich. You think it's just because they're broke. No, a lot of these women are wealthy women. They live in luxury, and they choose their kids and they choose themselves, and they leave, and things usually work out. So apart from the spiritual warfare that's going on in that household, but at the same time, even if it's happening, if someone has something on you, you're not to where you don't know, something is off, something is wrong. You have to stop to yourself to say, okay, I'm not sure why I can't leave, but I'm going to protect my offspring. We're not getting out of their business. If the business that we're into means that we can prevent this thing from happening for the young ones, and how do you know it's not going to spill over into, because these things have no conscience. You can't say you love yours and do this kind of thing to somebody else's. That does not make any sense. It makes no sense. When you choose your kids, the great, of course, absolutely, Nicolette. When you put them first, that's what a mother does. A mother goes hungry. She goes without. She sacrificed everything. There are things that I need for myself, and I set it aside so that my kids can have. So my 17-year-old, 2024 was one of the worst years for me financially. On paper, you know, I owned things. But let me tell you, the troubles I had trying to hold on to those things. But I always put my kid first. I do what I have to do for them. Lucy said it on her channel, right? This incident happened. She said she won't share the link, let people find it on their own. Okay. Well, people will find it. I hope the Americans find it, and deal with it accordingly. Here to start break the cycle. Jamaican community break the cycle. Speak up. Of course. Speak up, but they shame you. And then they don't believe when you tell. First they tell you to, they encourage you to tell because they want to know your story. But then when you tell, they end up, like someone said, victim shame you. They cuss you about. So I've seen that people experience this horrible thing, SA, and people in the community curse them about it. Family members curse them about it. This one story I know with a friend of mine that said her sister experienced the same thing from the stepfather. And eventually she moved out and she got married and her life was going very well. And one day her mom came to her house and told her husband that her daughter thief her husband. Keep in mind she's a teenager and he did that to her. And the mom came and told that how her daughter did this thing with her husband. And of course, their marriage just went downhill after that. The woman blamed the teenager for what her crusty, rusty man did. Can you imagine? So we don't really know. Now, in the beginning, I was saying I cannot say too much about this because I don't know the details. At one point, like I said, I thought maybe someone outside the household was laying these allegations because remember what Mr. Vega said, that he said some Indian lady. What he's That's why I know he's demented. An Indian woman. She's the one who's putting these allegations against him. Them time, guess what happened? It was in his household. None of those videos are popping up anymore. They probably made them private. What videos, Mel? I really hope they don't send. I know, but you know what? It'll be better. It'll be better. Our family is now worse off. But what would be even better is if the mom came and she go live with her grandmother. That would be great. Mama did. Mama did what? Jackie, the thing is going so fast. I'm missing some of it. Yeah, Trinidad woman, Anne. Yeah. What a wicked mother. She went to her daughter home to mash up her marriage. Yes, she did break up. And the man started being so wicked to her, he started to abuse her. Oh, I see, I see. Well, I'm not sending my kid to go live with anything so I can stay with long-term man. Mm-mm. Anywhere she's going, I'm going. If my 28-year-old daughter says she's moving and she doesn't want to be here because she's been violated, I'm moving with her. Sorry. I'm picking my daughter. At the end of the day, man can go about their business. They can be with 100 more women. I have one daughter, or whatever daughter is saying, I need you, mom. After watching a few episodes, I thought the man was struggling with his sexuality, and I realized he could be a malignant narcissist. He will not change. Their marriage is based on deceptions. Yep. Yes, indeed. Daughter should run away if Simmer come. I don't want her to run away because sometimes when a kid, you run away, you go. Because let me tell you something. If that really happened, let's talk about the spiritual aspect of this. If that really happened to her, they have opened the door for other horrible things to happen to this young miss until it is resolved in a way where the spirits know that those who surround her will not brush that aside. Because if he started doing that to her and he never touches her again, you open the floodgate for demons to attach themselves to this young miss and invite more of that from other people. Do you get what I'm saying? I don't know, KK, that thing would dry up. It would dry up. It would have no opening, no space for that man to enter. I know, but oh my gosh, she need a safe space. Yes, we gotta pray for her and rebuke it. Let me tell you, I was saying earlier and I got distracted to say he said in his interview that sometimes, God is doing whatever and God is allowing these things to happen to bring him. And that part was very sincere because remember when he's in front of the mirror, face to face, he knows who he is. His wife knows who he is. I know. What videos are they putting on private? But no, she rent apartment put him. Well, when you think about it, even with her doing that, I don't really blame her because at the end of the day, this is happening in the family. He still is a part of the family. He still has contributed to the growth of their family and their finances. So he's entitled. So she can't just throw him to the wolves. She would have to, give him money to go live somewhere else. I would, definitely say, okay, you can't live here, so he has to get money to pay for his bills elsewhere. And if she wants to forgive him, again, people, I don't want you to misunderstand me. If she chooses to be with this partner after what he allegedly did to her, Pitney, that's their story. I don't want to get into all of that. What I want to get into is that, is this young miss safe? Is she comfortable? If that really happened, how comfortable can you be around that person? Like, come on. She's absolutely. I don't care. If she come out and make a video and cuss me and every piece of my clothes fall off to the ground, I still believe she's afraid of him. Don't you see? He doesn't entertain, not even for a moment, that the relationship might not last. She doesn't have that choice. Absolutely. You can't run always is observing. You can't run from yourself. The truth is there in front of you. There was a point when the whole thing came out, I was saying to myself, okay, if this is going to be some movie from Disney, it is still demented to put it out there and have people think this. But at one point I kept saying, no, in my spirit, something didn't feel right and I didn't want to believe what I was seeing. I didn't want to believe. I want to believe that there's a story, there's an explanation, there's a horror movie they're about to make. And they just use that storyline to, use their own kid, which I would never put that on my kid, even if for a movie's sake. But I try to give them the benefit of I try to give her the benefit of the doubt. I tried to give. I tried my best, guys, until I saw the video of the interview. And then I couldn't deny it anymore. I saw in front of me a very demented person, an individual who has no conscience, an individual who, as I said before, is very dangerous. Yeah, when you have the ability to laugh things like that off and pretend, because in his world, in his mind, he's innocent. So how can you change? How are you not in danger if you actually convince yourself that this thing never happened and that you're a good person? When they said, oh, the girl said, well, you're the faithful husband, a slip of the tongue. And she says, oh, no, no, I can't say faithful. She says, yeah, still call me faithful husband. Florence, sometimes we have to take risks. Sometimes when we invested in the home that I'm living now, it was at a time when people were saying, don't do this now because the interest rate is ridiculous. We took a chance. And sometimes we take chances and you fall into trouble. But when you take risk, we can't be fearful. We take risk and we elevate. So sometimes if you wait until you can live a certain lifestyle, you never enjoy your life. So I'm not gonna fault them on that. Yeah, I'm not gonna fault them for pushing because I push the envelope all the time. I remember looking for houses to buy when I didn't have a dime. I remember going out and doing things, long before I saw it physical, because we have to live like that to where you're the one who's the creator of your reality. The things that we want to manifest in our life. If we wait for the right moment and opportunity, it never happens. Sometimes we have to walk towards it. Um, Say it again, especially if you recently bought a house in the last 3 years, North Florida prices will break your pocket. Imagine this. Yes, 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 yes. We sold our home and we bought a new home with investment purposes in mind. And listen, I wasn't going to keep my older home because what I was paying, like 2,400 a month for mortgage, went to 4,000, and it was a place that we needed more space. So I wasn't going to pay 4,000 that place. So I decided, okay, we're going to fix it up, we're going to sell it, and we're going to purchase something more that we could make it not just because I have my own business and I work from home and I needed a bigger space for that. And then I had other plans for the place. And let me tell you, all hell break loose. But I never give up. I'm a trying woman. I wonder if the little Asian girl put goose upon them. Who's it? That goose would have been there long before all that. Trust me. Chrissy only pretending to be happy. She's not happy. Of course not. She's not happy. She's with a man who says, you can't leave me. Okay. Remember her story when she said she was in Jamaica and he came and hide, watch her all night. And the only reason why she knew her husband was there was when the police saw him hiding out in the community and approached him, and he had to tell the police, that's my partner. He was stalking her, watching her. That's scary. Do I think Chrissy feels shame? No, Chrissy don't feel no shame. In fact, Chrissy's thinking of how she can use this to capitalize on it. That's why they can't tell me not to make videos and that I cannot. I'm doing it, as he said. And that really upset my spirit too, because I'm saying you're dismissing people who are genuinely concerned about. If you're a good person and people are coming out, people are genuinely concerned about your daughter that you claim you love so much. Why would you say this about them, that they're poor and broke? Why would you say that? That's not the sound of somebody who actually cares for it. You could say, you know what, I really appreciate that people love my family so much and care for my daughter so much that they really don't want me to get away with something like that. You can tell when somebody's innocent. Yeah. Watch her out. OMG, you know the story. Watch out her life, watch out her pumps. And these are the kind of people who are those insecure people that don't trust nobody because of what they're up to. And the stories out there that CMR had a fiance and he was dating another girl when he got together with Chrissy. Not to say Chrissy knew anything about that. I'm just saying that he had all these persons, and those women said they backed off because they heard she was pregnant. She would need some linguistics training to appeal to that American audience she's now trying to capture. Well, the kids are, pretty much American now, so I guess they can, meet their own people. Did he ever? I don't think so. Mm-mm. Well, it's something that for years, if you look way back in my channel, I've always talked about these things. I talk about my experience in Jamaica with the things that I see. Talk about, people used to reach out to me, and I always post on this. So I don't know why they're surprised that I'm talking about it. I guess because CMR see himself as a huge celebrity, and how dare you people talk about me like that? But we can't ignore this. Can we let this happen? Can we just fold our arms and say, okay, it's the Carter family, so we can't touch it? We're gonna touch it. We're gonna talk about it. In his mind, he is Shakira, but it doesn't matter if you're a celebrity. Bill Cosby was a big celebrity, okay, and that didn't stop them from dealing with him. Diddy is a big celebrity. These people are wealthy, and the people that they do matchmaking for are wealthy people. I'm saying that, but not now. She doesn't care. Of course, she doesn't care. I'm good, Beatrice. How are you? Yeah, man. I don't like that, Anne. I don't like that. That's what made me upset. That's what makes me feel like I want to cry, because some idiot called into SoFlo's channel and said that the girl had mental issues. And that's so offensive. And then trying to, because I'm saying, if you leave it open like that, when they question him about what happened, and you say, I was exonerated, I was never charged, blah, 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 then what are you saying? You're essentially saying the child died. You must come down, man. Come down all the way, drag down. I mean, every, listen, drag down. They must get dragged down. Sorry. There should be no feelings of pity for the individuals who are accused of these things. If you're innocent, go out and talk to God and ask God to exonerate you. But in the eyes of the people and the crowd, when we know there's a pattern, that's the thing. There's been a pattern of you doing these things, taking disadvantage of vulnerable people. Those girls were vulnerable. Everybody cursed them. Well, a lot of people cursed them and not realize that, look, you sent for this young miss and have her up in thing and taking disadvantage of her. You have a wife at home, and you took the young lady, put her in some sleazy place, and you go every chance you get to go take advantage of her and just abandon her, just dump her and leave her like that, and then turn around to make it seem like you were the victim. That's not good. No, I've never heard that he was married. No, I don't think so. I don't know for a fact, but I don't know. Let me see a video with Christy and the brother. Okay. Do we know if Jay father is really dead? I don't know. I don't know what happened to her dad. And that's what makes it sad, because, when he says, this is my daughter, he's correct. He's correct. You've had her since she was 2 years old. You are the father figure. That's why your name shouldn't be called against this kind of thing. Guys, guess what? She should give them a platform. Who knows when God gives Jay the opportunity of age to tell the masses, we will hear. Well, if the mom is supporting him and supporting their union, that's all good and dandy. But I hope You know, do you know some people who get involved with these illegal activities and then they support their family using the revenues from it? And when they go to prison, the families withdraw themselves. Well, at this point, with everything that's out here, with all the different warnings and the different opportunities they're getting to repent, and they're not taking it, please understand, if something devastating happens in the end, they got themselves to blame for it because they refuse to see the volcano. So when it erupts, they got themselves to thank. Thank you, Jenny, for your passion and highlighting the sensitive subject. I feel they have both decided that money is their ultimate goal. Also, J is the ultimate thing. Hey, who here don't want money? Hmm? Who don't want money? But some of us are not willing to do just about anything for it. He's a law-abiding citizen. Empress, talk to me. Who is? It's a prank. Hey, Sasha Gay, if that was a prank, it would be, I personally would come out and tell people to unsubscribe from them and to cancel them because that would be a disgusting prank. That would be a sick one that would be bound to come to pass to begin with. The first time they used to say back in the day it was a wealthy married man. Now he is sell in the market. I don't care. Yeah, I don't care. Oh, I see, I see, I see. I don't care, people. I don't care what the story is, what they say. All I know is what I see in front of us, and it's nasty. It's nasty. It's nasty. And I know they're the type. I never can I tell something? I've never said to somebody subscribe to my channel. My channel was a secret. None of my friends, no family, no nobody. I never told anybody. They stumbled up on my channel. That's how they found it. It's a social media, so people find it. So they know people like that who loves views and love fame, they're going to tell people to subscribe to their channel. And I'm sure the young miss told people at her school to subscribe to their channel. So imagine these young people at the school seeing all this, and that I hope she's not going back to the same school. I hope she's not going back to that school. It's too much. It's too much. I would love to hear Chrissy. She probably won't come out. And I was one person who said to her, don't say anything. Because at the time I was like, don't say anything, it's before the courts. But I'd love to hear her views. Because I'm still hoping that he's a liar and that she's not involved with him. But how can I say that? Because I see her, just as I made my video today, to say I see her with 52 teeth talking to him on camera. Like, what would I have to say to this man? If he did this to me, I would be taking that personal. Yes, your father is still what I would have a problem with you even seeing your own kids because you don't like my kids. So I don't know. I would not, nobody would ever see me talking to that man. He would have to be my dirty secret where I'm hiding and seeing him. I could never let nobody see him, see me getting involved with him after what he's accused of. You see, if it was a stranger, I would still be saying I believe the person or the young lady, but I could say, okay, maybe somebody try to get to them because when you're making money, people can come with false allegations, but not when it's in the household. Yeah, I have to say 50 because all of a sudden, listen, when people when you love somebody, you don't see their flaws. But when the person you see the scales fall off your eye and start to see them for what they are, everything don't look good. I definitely saw like 32, 52 chiclet teeth. And I looked at her and I look at her differently. I look at her like, oh my, she just looked ugly to me when I see her grinning and talking to him. I'm like, how could you, man? Something wrong with you. Of course it will come out. This is not the end. This is not the end. That's why so many people are outraged, not because the bad mind of these people. And another thing I want to say before I go, the whole narrative that people are, this is what got to me in his interview when he said, all the people that are talking about it, they don't have no man or they don't have nothing, them broke. I was like, look at this piece of shit. Excuse my language. Never see, come see. Look at this jerk that was thieving in America. Hmm? Talking about people don't have nothing. I'm like, suppose this man see wealth. What would he do? What if he was to really have wealth where you're owning properties all over the place and they're all paid for, no bank own them? What would he say? So he would be above reproach. You're talking about people talking about you that have nothing. Hmm? If you're so wealthy, then why everybody in your family is not well set up? And why your brother is just reaching America? I'm like, I was like, listen, I was like, look at this. Oh God, I don't like to class people, but he brought out the worst in me. And I have these energies that abide with me. And when Shango come out, it's nothing normal. You know what I mean? Shango energy jumped all over me. And I just didn't care. I didn't care. Guys, thank you so much. I think this is the most people I've ever had on live. Most I've gone is like 60 or something. But I had to come here because the people started coming for me, and I am not that type of person. If you come against me because I'm saying pedos have to go down or go down, or men who violate women have to just be removed out of their space, we cannot give energy and power to demons. When we say we are child of light or children of light, we don't have to be religious. But if you have human common decency, you would say, if your name get called up in this kind of thing, you're gonna have to make your way back. But we don't want to see you. You cancel all of 2025. We don't want to see you. Go to God and become a cameraman behind the scenes. You have no business coming forward up front. Stay on your own channel and do your own thing, but no more family business. We don't want to see that. You're not a family man. You're a cheater. You disrespect your partner. You're violated. Do all kinds of stuff. No, move, move, man. Because there's a lot of good, decent people on social media. People don't even pay any attention to them. Good character, and they're not getting any attention, and you coming out here to claim yourself, your status as good husband and good father. Move. We believe purple heart for the young lady. Don't say her name, just say J. We stand with her purple heart. Full up the screen with purple heart for the young lady, and hopefully one day she finds this. We believe you. Everybody in the comment section say we believe you. We know you did not lie. And I don't like to promote violence, but I said something in a video and I'm not taking it back. In America, you have the constitutional right to defend yourself. And if you're a minor and you're feeling threatened, you have all right to defend yourself. We stand fully and completely with the young miss. And we know she did not lie, because here's the proof that she didn't lie. She said, I don't want to get him in any trouble. He's a nice guy. And those people, there's the Stockholm syndrome. They can be so nice that you're confused. Now, anyone who doesn't understand what Stockholm syndrome is that men have been accused in the past of grabbing somebody and holding them somewhere and doing things to them. They have stories where they do this to young person who live 15 years in bondage and actually have baby. When they go and break, when they discovered a neighbor, when the man was gone from the house, one of the girl escaped and the neighbor called the cops. And when they went to the house, all these young people, and the man had them and breed them up And at some point, the doors left open and they didn't want to leave. Stockholm syndrome, where you actually start falling in love with the one who's done you wrong. So she say, I love him. Like she says, he's nice. I just want him to stop. I'll never, it's like it triggers in my mind. I want him to stop. I just want this to stop. You go to school and tell somebody that you can't trust your mom, tell her all that, because guess what? You know she wasn't going to do anything about it. In the beginning, when I heard that story, I'm like, why did she do that? Truthfully speaking, I thought Christy set her up to do it. I thought, okay, Christy realized that there's no leaving this man. So let me and my daughter work this out. But it doesn't seem to be so. That story, Barbara, is for the history books. Why would it be in the room? Who would allow that? Who would agree to that? If it was a baby's room, I could understand, because you want to see what's going on here in your baby and stuff. A teen room, like if I found a camera in this house in any of my children's room, that's it. Where's the privacy? And why would you, who's a master technical person, install this? And it's a camera apparently that doesn't keep footage, it's just live feed. Mighty. Today I said, Mighty God of Daniel, and my daughter says, who's Daniel? And what's so mighty about that God? She didn't know it was a story in the Bible. No, we're not, Silvera. We're not. We will not. Is it true about the BFF mother posting on TikTok? I don't have social media, so I can't verify. I don't know. I don't really have the time. I have a TikTok. And I thought of asking you guys to come on TikTok because I love playing music and stuff like that. And I would have been able to do that in our time. Like, I'd love to do that on a Friday night, just play music. Guys, if you're interested, let me know. Go to my TikTok. It has the same name. Just to release some stress. People do not look at these people and grudge them for what they have. It all fake when the camera turns off. It's hell. I know. Tell me about it. Listen, people. Sometimes they say that this poem, the heights of great men reach and kept, whatever, and while they're toiling at night, everybody is sleeping. Well, I can relate to that. But the truth is, the more you gain financially, I can't speak for other people, but the more you gain financially, the more you realize that the simpler things in life is better. The quality of life is better, because the more you have and the more you stand to lose, the more you stress. And I personally, as I'm getting older, I'm saying what I want is not more material things. I want a simple life. I'm kind of rooting for a period now where I can let go of some things. I haven't traveled in 5 years, going on 6 years. And I'm realizing that these things are far more important to me. As I get older, I'm starting to say, I'm offloading some of these things that was once important to me. Like some of these material things that you think, oh, if I get it, I literally live in a house that I used to dream about that was not possible. I live in a community where I never thought that I could go. We stand out like a sore thumb in the community. And when I get here, I say to myself, it's not that you shouldn't be ambitious, but the stress that is associated with this ambition, sometimes I think is not worth it. So I'm bidding my time, and I'm looking forward to going outside in Jamaica and bathing outside, going outside and make some wood fire and roast some breadfruit. That's life. Don't let anybody fool you, and don't make anybody make you feel bad about yourself. Real life is enjoying it, to having peace and tranquility. It doesn't make any sense. You have all this abundance and there's pure war in your household. It's not worth it. Uh, oh, I saw that thing. Mom is red because she's angry. You see, the kids too, sometimes they'll give it away. The kids have a way of telling the truth if you listen carefully. Yeah. So they can't make me feel bad, even if I was broke and hungry. And I've shared people. I've lived in basement apartments. I've gone through the trenches, and I share it because guess what? There's no shame in my game, and neither should you have any shame in your game. Don't let people shame you. This is why I unfollow people who I used to support. That after they get fame or they have come into some prosperity, they start disgracing people, not remembering that that's where you came from. You came from the bottom and you grovel all the way to the top. God bless you. And the opportunities come to you. And now all of a sudden you want to shame people about their situation. Yeah. But we can't stop them. They're going to go on. And sometimes, you see, all of these things are warnings, people. All of these things, they're getting an opportunity to fix it. But because they're not taking heed, they think they can go hide in the church more. It's not the end. It's not the end. I don't wish them evil. I don't. I don't wish them evil. Guys, before you go, can you like the live? I have 143 likes, which is great. Can I get at least 10 more? Yes, he gave up a vibe I didn't like. And that the infidelity came up and she blocked me off TikTok because she showed up live with him and I commented with the eye roll. The lady blocked me. Of course, she's going to block you because how dare you, Nikki? You're coming on here to tell a lady that um, something is wrong with someone doing something like that. This is why, because for a while, if you look at the videos, I'm saying, Chrissy, I'm giving you a side eye. Chrissy, come here. You remember? Because the more I watched what was going on and the more I saw her come out, I understood her not talking anything about it. But then I saw her coming like she's trying to force this big crusty back man on us. Not me, really, because I wasn't really watching them anymore. But I mean, you're trying to force him on us after you put it out there. Let's just say it was a prank. You put this nasty thing out there, and now you're trying to force us to digest him. No, Barbara, bless up, guys. I gotta go. I never expected all of you to show up tonight, and I want to say thank you. Thanks, 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 thanks for not judging me, for coming out and calling people dirty drunk. It's really not. It's not really in my character, but I couldn't think of anything else to say. It was just how I see John Crows as the scavenger of the earth, and I just couldn't think of anything else to describe this fellow. And it's not because I hate him. I hate his dirty ways. I dislike the fact that you do that to a young lady and then turn around and make her look like something is wrong with her. And I dislike and I do not respect Chrissy because this is your own. Not my, what would you do to mine? This is your own. It's your own. Oh, wow. Barbara, thank you so much. Have a good night. Oh my, I can't believe you stayed up so late just to watch this. I'm going to tap off now too, guys. I just want to say thanks to Silvera, Krishna, Barbara, Nikki, Shakira, OMG, Nicolette, Corrine, Empress M, Fiona, Empress. I don't want to leave anyone out, guys. Shakira, I think I said that. Christine, Cherokee, Queen Irie 9, Anya, Andrea, forgive me if I'm butchering your names. Miss Reed, Fiona, I think I said that already. Sasha Gay, Cookie Mama, Bless up yourself, Cookie Mama. You know, when we come out and say the things all the time, you always confirm the stuff, Cookie Mama. They don't want to hear the truth. They want to disrespect. Listen, I don't want it any more than they do. Listen, this is when it comes to spiritual discernment, it's not something that I wanted. I run away from it. Okay. If I was to come on social media and really share some things, trust me, I'd have a huge following, but I love to grow organically and people can know. You see, people like Rapper Cropper, that was the first person who let me support. I did a video once, and it was about the Prime Minister of Jamaica. That time, nobody was saying anything bad about Andrew Onis. Oh my goodness. I came out and I, you know, unraveled the story about him. And let me tell you, Rapper Cropper put it on his platform and there were so many people watching the live because he did it. It's a video that he took from my channel and he put it on there as a live. And I'm telling you, the people were watching it, and then they started calling for me, and I ran. I was so afraid. I was like, no, 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 this is overwhelming. I didn't want to, but Rapper Cropper was the first person who tried to promote my channel, and I ran from it. I hid because I don't like crowds. And I don't like to be out there like that. I have shied away from doing this for a long time. And but nature calls and the spirit said, when the spirit said come forward, I come forward. But guys, if you want me to talk on a topic, if you want me to come live, send the invitation. Someone asked me to do this tonight. That's why I'm doing it. Send the invitation. Don't be afraid. And I'll come forward. Sometimes it's just to talk about just things that are happening in our life. We have these groups that we come to talk about sometimes relationship issues, money problems, spiritual warfare. We can do that here. Okay, because this is a year for us to share and talk and heal. All right, guys, bless up yourself, Florence, Shirley. I'm going to go now. Thank you so much. Bless you, bless you, bless you. You guys actually stayed until the very end. Bless you guys. Listen, put pressure on the devil and he will flee. And we say E because that's what we know. But the energies out here that are malignant, they need to be chased away. And the only way to chase them away is with light. Okay? Don't let the shadows overcome the light because it's not possible. If it's the darkest room and you put a glimmer of light in there, that room will stay lit. You will notice that light. It is more powerful than the darkness, let me tell you. All right. Bless up yourself, guys. I got a few things I got to do before it's bedtime. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for your love. Thanks for the likes. Thanks for the person who donated. Okay. Take care now, guys. All the best.